Look, I know what you're going to say. It's cold, it's early, just don't judge me. Hello again, welcome back to the Sunday Update. I'm Lucas, as ever, hope you're doing well. Now I'm sure the sunlight exposes just how tired I am seeing as I went out again last night, which seems to be a worrying recurring habit at this point. But there's still plenty for me to talk about this week, and indeed some things that I want to talk about, because they're important to me, you know? So let's start with the big one then. Just after I finished editing the vlog last week, I got a message from one of my very close friends saying that they were having a tough time, and I dropped all my plans and went to go and see them, which is why the vlog was late last week, so my apologies on that one. I don't apologise for doing it, because for me, mental health is the single most important topic that people don't talk about. And I say this in pretty good faith at this point, to be honest. It's become less prevalent at university, where people have found a lot more people who are a lot more like them, and they feel like they can open up more, and that's fantastic, that really is. Don't get me wrong, I still see it far too often where people are trying to bottle up what they're feeling and try and move on without acknowledging or confronting or dealing with their feelings, and it comes back to bite them in the end. It always does, I think. Mental health has been a big issue for me for a long time now. When I was growing up, although I didn't realise at the time, my entire life was framed around mental health. But of course I was too young and too dumb to notice it, really. Once I started making it through the tail end of sixth form and got on towards university, then I started to notice it more. Then I started to become aware of it, mainly through people I was close to. They would start talking about how they felt, and that in turn made me question, oh, am I feeling okay? Are these things wrong with me? Which, you know, web doctors aren't the best things, but having that awareness at least, that was good for me, that was really good for me. And I feel a lot more comfortable telling a camera than telling a person directly that I've had my fair share of moments, at least. I wouldn't say that I'm mentally ill, or whatever phrase it is you prefer these days, but I won't deny that there's been times when I've questioned if I'm okay, if anything's wrong. And sometimes things are wrong, but I think they're lulls more than anything. But I hear it a lot from my friends as well these days, that they're going through things and it's affecting them, and it affects everyone whenever they go through things. And I am lucky to be in a position where I have a group of friends that trust me with knowledge that I consider to be so intimate. And when I'm trusted with that knowledge, you know, or when anyone's trusted with that knowledge, I feel it becomes their duty to help them, to do whatever they can to make things better, I guess. So that's why I'm not apologising for leaving the editing last week. I'll apologise for the vlog going up late, because I thought it was going to go up sooner, but yeah. Also, I've just noticed that I'm looking over here at my screen. I'm squinting an awful lot today. The sun's, well, you can't see my hand, it's somewhere over here, and pretty much right in my eyes, aside from I've slightly drawn the curtain, just making it real hard to keep my eyes open. Okay, that looks dreadful, I'm not doing that either. So, what else has been going on this week? Well, it's been quite uni-centric, to be honest. I've spent almost as much time in uni this week as I have spent at home. I think that tells you all you need to know. So, first and foremost, there have been the strikes. Some of you may be aware, some of you may not be. There's a lot of tuition staff who are going on strike at the moment because of proposed changes to pension schemes, and I don't know enough of the details to start lecturing about it, if you'll pardon the pun. But I just think it's daft that such a pension change is being proposed without any consultation and without the backing of the teachers. But hey, if I go away and do some research and find out that I'm completely wrong, I'll come back and change my tune. And I've seen how badly staff are being affected by this, so I do stand in solidarity with them, at least until I see evidence that, suggests to me that it's wrong, because I think it's important to have an open mind about these things. But what it has meant is that I've been able to be rather productive this week, seeing as Thursday and Friday there were no lectures going on pretty much, and a lot of people weren't in the department because there weren't any lectures. So there was lots of working places, lots of free practice rooms, and I've just been really productive. It's been weird. I'm not usually productive, but this week has just been I've been on fire, and again, I can't click. Don't mock me. So I've been writing goodness knows how much comp this week. I've already written more than I wrote for my entire last project. That basically says everything. To the point that I almost feel bad about it. Which is weird. We've got just over 2 months till the deadline. And I know a lot of people haven't even, decided on what instruments they want to use for their compositions. And then I turn up and I've written, nearly 4 minutes of music out of the 8-minute limit we've got? I do almost feel bad about that, it's weird. But such is, I feel like I just have to take advantage of the opportunity. I've been hit with a wave of inspiration, so I've been going in for, oh goodness, I must have spent about 15 hours this week on that project, and just bashing it out consistently, because, that's what you've got to do. You've got to do these things, otherwise they don't get done. What scares me is that, because of the aforementioned strikes, when the teachers and lecturers make it back, assuming that their dispute is sorted, I'm going to go and present it to them and they're going to say, no, that's rubbish, go away and rewrite the whole thing. And if that happens, I may cry a little bit. The final thing this week is, again, uni-centric, in that I've been reminded recently of just how close I am to uni being finished. As of today, so the 25th of February, it's less than 5 months until I've graduated. That's terrifying, really, considering I've only just decided that I want to take a year out next year. That's really scary, that. I'm going to be deciding essentially 2/3 of my degree in the next 4 months. That's petrifying, quite frankly. It's really starting to hit home among a lot of people that it is such a pivotal time now. I won't lie, it's causing a little bit of extra stress at the moment. Everyone's just a little bit more hectic, a little bit more on edge than usual. I can't say I blame them, to be honest, but it's happening. Everyone's organising recital practices a few weeks earlier than they would have done, or they're getting materials together for their essays a little bit sooner. You'd think that the extra organisation in the department would actually be a good thing. It would help people feel more relaxed, but there's so much riding on this that that's not the case at all. And I know that it's only a number on a sheet of paper. We've spent, £40,000 on this sheet of paper? I think there's a good case to be made for us feeling nervous about its contents. I hope it doesn't start to show in these videos that the nerves are hitting in, because they are now, they really are. But if it does, then I suppose I want it to show that everyone's being affected, even me, who tries to play everything off and try and be Mr. Cool and suave and I don't care about these things. Oh yeah, it gets to me. Trust me. Of course, anyone who watches these videos knows that I'm not Mr. Cool and suave and sophisticated. I may seem that way, but that's because of the magic of editing. Trust me, if you saw the raw footage of this, I'd look like a bumbling wreck. But it's not just the degree that people are starting to stress about now. little by little, people are starting to realise that, really, we've only got 4 months of seeing each other every day. That is scary. We've spent the last 2.5 years seeing each other virtually every day for 30 weeks a year, I think it is. I don't know anymore. And that's going to be really difficult to break away from. I'm one of the ones who's too awkward to try and ask for details, to keep in touch with people and all that. My parents are great at it. They've got a full address book just listing the phone numbers, names and addresses of virtually everyone they know. It's astonishing, and it makes Christmas card writing a lot easier. But I've never been one for that. I'm far too socially awkward. So either I'm going to have to overcome that, or, well, who knows, I guess. And that's about it, really. I guess I've rambled enough this week. I hope you've enjoyed it, because it's been an odd week for me. It's been really busy, and I don't think I've really had time to think about things until I sat down to record this, which, to be honest, it's how I go about it, even if I wasn't busy. But it's almost like I try and process my emotions on the camera, because I just try and put everything out of my mind when I'm away from it. But, you know, if you enjoy that, then wonderful. And thank you to the people who've come up to me at uni and said that you've been watching the vlog and you've been enjoying it. My co-host on the radio said that he likes to listen to me while he's doing bits of housework. Thanks, I think. I'm going to take that as a compliment. But really, thank you to anyone who watches these. Anyone who leaves any feedback or gives me feedback in person. It really does mean a lot to me that a project that is so personal for me is able to provide some form of entertainment, education, whatever, to you guys. So, thank you. But, as ever, I've been Lucas, you've been great, and you've been watching the Sunday Update. Thank you very much and take care.